It's the kid, it's the kid, it's the kid, it's the kid, it's the kid. Guys, relax. I was getting my meal ready. I was getting my meal ready, guys. Relax, relax, relax. Look at this. You wanted me to start without this. Look at that. Look at all that. You've got rice, we've got stew, we've got chicken, we've got beans, and we've also got some spicy sauce in there. So, guys, look, man, this is. It's been a while since I've done a chill out meal relaxation Q&A. So, guys, this is about where you can ask me about anything. I would prefer non-football questions because I am footballed out. I'm footballed out. So ask me about anything because I was doing something very interesting on Twitter, which is I put out a thing about because I was just thinking when it comes to neck, I was just reminiscing about what were the best cartoons on Cartoon Network, and because I've done like a little video about it that I'm probably going to put in for the members and stuff. But like, okay, what was really the best cartoon? And for me, which is part of the pool, Dexter's Lab, Samurai Jack, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Powerpuff Girls. But the thing about it is that I never saw Samurai Jack. And I never knew why, because I kept on counting in the middle, but I never really sat down and watched Samurai Jack. And that is well that because someone said Tom and Jerry was never on Cartoon Network. You know, it was on another thing, but I never thought it was on Cartoon Network, man. Anime sites are being taken down. Look, it was bound to happen. Do you know the amounts of good movie sites that I am fearful of being taken down? 100%. Like, because I didn't know why they're getting taken down. Crunchyroll and Funimation are like, bro, we need to make some bread off of this. And I think anime is slowly getting more popular and popular because I saw like Attack on Titan was trending and everything. So they're like, look, we want to get their business and stuff. So we don't want these free guys to be taking away potential business from us. Because look, I'm like a guy who has only just started getting into anime. So if there's a free thing, I'm just going to go jump on the free thing. So your opinion on Jason Momoa as an actor? That's a really good question. That is a really, really good question. Let me let me take a bite of my thing because it's a complicated answer, but let me give it to you. So some of you may or may not know, I started out wanting to be an actor. So I've been acting in an amateur way, but I've been acting since I was very, very young and so forth. So, you know, I was being an actor. See, Jason Momoa is this. It's complicated. Technically, he's not a good actor in terms of how he says his lines, variation of emotion, reacting to people, in developing into certain characters, psychologically getting behind the character and so forth. On a technical point of view, he's not a very good actor. He has presence. He has two things: presence, a great face. He's got an amazing movie face. He looks like a comic book drawing. If you would draw like a big, brooding guy that has an expressive face, he would look like Jason Momoa. So if I'm a casting agent and Jason Momoa comes in and I'm casting for, let's say, a comic booky thing where I need like a villain that has like a really cool look. Momoa may come in and he may not really be that technical actor, but because his face is so distinctive, he's got such a unique look, and he has such presence because of his height, his hair, and so forth, he can work in a film. So that's the thing about it, is like he's not a good actor. He's not a good actor, but he has presence. And the thing about film is that if you have presence and the right look, you can get a film. You can get a film. No, he's not. Let me tell you about this. Jason Momoa has 1,000 times more presence than Tatum and Hemsworth. Chris Hemsworth is trash. He's trash. Before, I thought he was okay. He's trash. Channing Tatum needs to do comedy. You see, when I first saw Channing Tatum and he was doing dramas, I was like, this guy is garbage. Then I saw 21 Jump Street, and I was like, oh, maybe he has chosen the wrong genre, because see, there are some people who are sometimes comedy may be their thing, or sometimes drama may be their thing. So I think for him, I think the best thing for him is comedy, because he was really good in 21 Jump Street. It's really good. So I thought, you know what, maybe that works. Maybe that works. HH, can you delve a bit more into Machiavellian and the society on a scale of 1 to 10? How soft are we nowadays? Oh, wow. Right now, I would push us at an 8.5 for sure. This is the softest we've ever been. And it's about, I always say, the key to life is balance. That is the key to life. The key to life is having a balance. Guys, what is going on? I need to just rub some cream and black. One second, guys. I'll be back. So yeah, sorry. The key to life is having a balance. The issue is people have tried so hard to course correct. We've gone to the extreme. And the key thing about it is that, remember, social media is a big thing. This is the first time we've ever had social media. We didn't have social media. We've never had social media at any time in history. And social media is a big reason for why it was so soft, because what is happening right now is if you say anything, boom, you get attacked on social media. And social media is something that has a profound effect. Now, if you said you cracked a joke about Jewish people or Chinese people, or sorts of like in 95 or 1985, and people were angry, what effect could it have? Because how many people read that newspaper? How many people looked at the magazine? And if you do it, you have to write to the newspaper, you have to write to the magazine. And even if you write to the magazine complaining, they could just ignore your fan mail. If Michael Keaton if there was social media in 1989, I don't know how Michael Keaton gets cast and how he gets over. It would have been very similar to Heath Ledger, but even worse because this is the title character, Batman. So the thing about social media is that because these companies link you with social media, and social media prevented Kevin Hart from hosting the Oscars. That's what happened. So these companies, they look on social media, and social media is instant. Back in the day, man, screw your fan mail. I don't have to open it. But social media like Twitter is you're free to post. And once you post, it's in the public sphere. And once it's in the public sphere, it is what it is. So, and the reason is that social media has made people, giving these people way too much power, and especially insecure people. And the reason is that it's a slippery slope. Because yes, if you harm someone or you say something wrong about someone, there are things that, you should say, you know what, that was wrong. That was wrong and it should go back. But we have given the wrong people power. If you give sensitive people, insecure people who are suffering from depression power, they take it to the extreme. And now everything you say is crazy. This is the key thing about human beings and so forth. We don't want equality. We don't want justice. We want power. We want power. So the people who are sensitive and so forth, they don't want justice only. They want justice initially. But once they get a sniff of justice, and once they get a sniff of the power they have, once they get a sniff of the power, now they want the power. It's like, wow, we have the power to crush you. We have the power to end you. And we take glee in ending you. But the issue about this is that again, I have to go back to this guy. One of the key things to life in every life is balance. Balance, balance, balance. There is such a thing as too much of a good thing. You know, you can have too much of a good thing. If you don't have balance, life can't work. So if you're too sensitive, it messes up society. It destroys comedy. It destroys freedom of speech, and it destroys how we want to go. Because there is such a thing as, okay, you offend me. I'm like, oh, geez, that was offensive. Okay, that was offensive. Okay, why is that offensive? Okay, blah, blah, blah. You have a conversation. But if now I say something and I lose my job, I lose my career, and it now harms me from how I get a job, that's messed up. But that is what is happening right now. And again, the issue is mother freaking social media. And now, bullcrap. Is Twitter the most toxic social media platform? But here's the thing. Here's the thing. And I almost want to do like a video on this. Does cyberbullying exist? Because people say Twitter is so toxic. It's just so awful. Log off. Do you know how many people I have on mute? If this guy, people keep saying, "Oh, shut up, you black piece of thing. Yes, Nigeria person." That I'm like, is that what you're going to say? You're not going to engage? Oh, so you're now going to insult my country and my race? Mute. Or ignore. Block. That simple. For me, Twitter is great. Twitter is amazing. Because if anybody is messing with me, I ignore or I meet them. So people saying that like I want to kill myself because I was cyberbullied. And this is something that I think was more from Joe Biden's podcast saying. Just ignore them. It's as simple as that. Just ignore them. Just be like, okay, you're cyberbullying me, I'm out. Simple as that. You're cyberbullying me, I'm out. So I just don't know why people feel the need to be so affected by what's happening on Twitter and so forth. Because again, to me, cyberbullying doesn't exist. Because see, if you're in school, you have to go to lessons. You have to go to that gym class. You have to deal with that bully. And that bully can affect you. On the internet, the bully doesn't exist. And you can't mute a bully in school. You can't. You can't ignore a bully in school. You can't. You have to deal with the bully. You have to. But on cyberbullying, in the internet, press mute, press block. Like people say, oh my gosh, I was bullied so much. And people, what? There is a mute button. The mute button, shout out to Jack Dorsey. Jack Dorsey, who is a Twitter founder. That mute button is incredible. Guys, do you know that there are people who don't know that they are muted? So these guys, they're still tweeting me. So they're still tweeting me, and they don't know that I can't see what you're saying. H, what do you think is in the ocean? We've only discovered 5% of it. What do you think? Oh my God. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. See, now this is the kind of questions that I want. These are the kinds of questions that I want. Why are we going to the moon or Mars? Why are we looking for alien life? Earth is made up of 80% of water. 80% of the Earth is water, 20% is land mass. Nobody, no single human has reached the very base of the ocean. 1000%, there may be some crazy wild things in that ocean. Some things that we've never even conceived of or tried of. So down in that ocean, my thing is that there might be a whole other world right down in that ocean. a whole different world, a completely different kind of. There could be a civilization right down in there, an underwater civilization down there. Because how do we know? Because see, this thing, we don't know squat. We don't know. We don't know shit. As human beings, we're bricks. We are tier one in the bit. Essentially, we are bricks. You know, we are just a moment within a strong lifeline of Earth. This planet could have been around for billions of years. We don't know how long this planet has been around. Any sentence that says the planet has been around for no, you don't know because you're a human being. You're just another creature. You're not God. It's like when they say, "Oh, God made man in His own image." What? Okay, so God created human beings, but not everything else. So who created Jupiter? So did God create just human beings and Earth and not Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, and everything? If there is a creator, He created everything. He created everything. I think the creator is something that we couldn't even flipping understand. So those images of like a white dude with a beard saying as God is one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in my life. That is completely stupid. Best ice cream for you. Baskin Robbins is pretty good, but I would say it's between Ben and Jerry's. It's between it's between cookies and cream, Ben and Jerry's, and Haagen-Dazs. Is it cookies and cream? Basically, for me, I'm going to say Ben and Jerry's. Ben and Jerry's for me is the best ice cream, 100%. Best ice cream, Ben and Jerry's all the way. You know, and the best ice cream flavor, coffee. Because I was strawberry for a long time. Because that's why I've never been a fan of chocolate. Vanilla, I was in that, but it got a bit boring. Then once I found strawberry, strawberry. But then I then evolved to coffee. Coffee, because coffee shouldn't work. Coffee ice cream shouldn't work, but man. How do you think people in 2000 years will react to their ancestors' social media? And also, do you think people in the future will watch your channel? Answer the second question, probably not. Probably not. Because I just think that society would be so different. They wouldn't watch it. They would just say like, what the flipping heck is this guy on about? Because I think that football as a sport or sports in general will be completely, totally different psychologically if flipping 2000 years that people will just view like, wait, what the heck is this dude going around with like a flipping bare chest, beating his chest and dancing around because of something he saw on the TV? How do you think 2000 years people will react to their ancestors' social media? For 100%, it will be fascinating. I think they will look back at social media because my main thing is that how will social media be curated? How will social media be curated? But I think they will look back and they'll be like, this is some crazy stuff. So this is how people interacted. Because if human race is still around in 2000 years, I feel that we will interact. The internet will be like accessible through everyone, 100%. And even that's what I think. So you'd be able to almost use your basically there may be like sunshades and maybe like a chip that you can plug to your brain and you can maybe then use the internet just using your brain and so forth, because everything will sort of be virtual reality. So if you look at social media, I think it will be similar to oh my god, yes, it will be similar to how we look at the hieroglyphics and how we look at the Egyptian paintings and the pharaoh paintings on the walls, where we're trying to figure it out. And as much as we think that we know, we don't know exactly what those things mean, because all we're doing is just assumptions. But we don't know exactly what the pharaohs were saying with those paintings. So in 2000 years, they may think that, oh, okay, so this whole hashtag cancel thing, that maybe this is their way of trying to create a new bubble, or maybe they were trying a new concept. So they want to really, they'll say, okay, so this whole thing with fake asses, okay, what is this Kardashian? What is it? People will think that Kim Kardashian, was this some kind of queen or princess who ruled the social media world? Or did people live in a social media bubble? It would be crazy. So they would just find it, they would try to decipher it in their own way, but they would not really understand it the way that we understand it now, because 2000 years is 2000 years, you know? And who knows what's going to happen in 2000 years? Who knows whether we'll have like a huge, what? Oh, is that versus happening? Your thoughts on it? Oh, is that happening? Wait. No, it's not. Oh yes. Oh, I thought it was happening. That has to happen. I don't know why they've not signed the deal. L Culture KRS One. That would be a superb battle. That would be an absolutely superb battle. I think that has to happen, man. Thoughts on deja vu? Deja vu is crazy. Deja vu is really crazy because there are times when I've had deja vu and I'm like, what the heck? Because I will sit there and say, that's, I remember how I was feeling, and that is the exact same thing that happened, which is why the Matrix explanation of deja vu seems to make sense. Now, we are in a program, and because we are in this program, and we're stuck in this program and so forth, it's glitches. So the way that, so let's just say life is a program, and it has been programmed to be like everything that happens to you is new. Everything is new. There's a new day, like that. But with every program, there's a glitch. Something like whenever you turn on your computer, like it doesn't really work or something goes through. So maybe deja vu is a glitch because you're like, wait, 99.9% of the time, everything that happens is new. I've never seen it before. So that 0.1% where, wait, that same exact thing happened before. Maybe it is a glitch in a program. So maybe we are the flipping programmer. Let's just see. But I think some people were talking about global, like, look, climate change is real. I don't know about you, but this 2018 summer in England was flipping hot. 2019, not so much, but it was still pretty hot as well. This, hands down, has been the hottest summer I've ever had in England. Hands down, without a doubt. And I hear about in New York it's hot. Here it's hot. There's a pattern. The summers are getting hotter and hotter and hotter. And I think I remember watching a program and someone saying that we're not looking after this earth, you know. That's it. We are not have, and I think that it is really bad that we're not really looking after this earth and this planet, and we're doing a really bad job of sort of, you know, curating it and we're not treating it like trash, you know, because it would be crazy if, and you know, and the thing about it is that the nature will always fight back and F you in the ass. Trust me. Don't fuck with nature, because nature will bend you over I'm fucking that with no loop, 100%. So, bro, I told you there was one time I went out. I swear to you, it felt like landing in Murtala Mohammed Airport in Lagos. I was like, I have never felt the kind of heat that I felt this summer in England. I said, no, this is Nigeria. Like, it's a heat where it just smacks you. Say, global warming is real. Global warming is real. This planet is getting screwed over, and no one cares. To not believe in global warming, you are crazy, man. Let's see what else I'm gonna say. Do you think Blade Runners will exist in real life? Well, yes, I will. We already have a concept of Blade Runners, which are mercenaries, there are bounty hunters. There are guys who, okay, this police needs this dude and everything. I'm gonna go out, get this dude, or debt collectors. Go out. Now, I believe we're gonna have androids because we already have amazing machines. If you've seen Asimo, these Japanese robots that can literally walk, save you stuff, and has its own thing, we're gonna have Asimo. So we're gonna have androids, and when we have androids, they will evolve, and the natural because this Terminator will happen, Blade Runner will happen, where we will have to have a war with machines because they will get so advanced that they will become sentient. And once you now have that, and you now have rogue machines, you'll have to have, okay, we need basically like Marines, superb, amazing Marines that can go out and track these dudes down. Because you can't send an army for a smart kind of android that's sleeping. You have to send like an investigator, someone that's an investigator that can go in, really creeping in and so forth. So yeah, like I think the concept of Blade Runners is not as crazy as you think, man. From Branke to H, talk about CNN and fake news by elites. See, I think I mentioned this before previously. You see, so I grew up in Nigeria, obviously, and when I grew up in Nigeria, my mom and my dad, the only news channel that they had on was CNN. So my dad, especially, CNN 24/7. As a young person, I was like, oh, this is the most famous news channel. This is the news. Everything they say must be true because it's the news. Then as you grow older, you then realize that, oh, snap, there are agendas. Because my past-time job is working for a news channel. And I can already see how whenever we have discussions about the kind of story we want to put out there. And I remember, like, even there's a guy that works for our news channel who he loves Trump. So when he talks and everything, it's slightly in support of Trump's mind views. So what blew my mind was, oh my gosh, the news isn't objective. Because I just thought in my naivete that, oh yeah, it's not, it's what's it called? It's news is objective. News is objective and so forth. But nope. CNN is left wing. And they are fully in support of the Democrats. There are times when this is when before COVID hit, I would sit in our newsroom. So we have all these TVs. So we have like 60 TVs. So there's CNN, BBC News, Sky News, Al Jazeera, TVC, and something else, and another Nigerian channel. So just so we can just see what the other news channels are doing. And I will look at CNN and I swear to you, these guys will be talking about Trump for at least 80% of the time. I'm like, so Sky will be on a news thing, BBC will be on something, and there'll be a massive breaking story. CNN will still be on Trump. Love him or hate him, that is extremely unprofessional. You can't spend 24/7 bashing a dude. You have to look at news. But why do CNN do this? Because CNN, you're not an objective professional news entity. You are a corporation. And Trump has made fake news trendy. And the president, which is never, the president has directly attacked the veracity of a news channel. So what does that do? A lot of his supporters are like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to watch CNN. What does that do? That harms the credibility and the viewership of that institution. So the only thing they can do is fight back. So if, let's say, I'm working for CNN and I'm like, guys, man, we've got this really important story about, these kinds of child workers in the Philippines who have been mistreated and so forth. But the news editor will be like, no. We go onto this Trump story. I'm like, why? No. We've already done Trump, but this is a breaking story that happened in Malaysia. Nope. Because the head up, the owner, what he says goes. And the owner says, anything we can get about Trump to attack Trump, we run with it. And that's what it is. It's an institution. It's an institution which I just think is unfortunate, man. You see, Al Jazeera. I've always felt that, which is why I sort of slanted towards Al Jazeera, because everything is sort of biased to one thing. I know there's some bias, but I've always felt that Al Jazeera tries to slightly be a bit more objective than CNN. CNN and Fox are horribly biased. CNN, Fox, BBC, Sky News, these things are just not like, I don't basically I go on Twitter because the thing about Twitter is you will see every point of view. So I click on look at what is trending. I click there, you will see a leftist point of view, a right's point of view, a centrist point of view. You will see some crazy point of view. So you have all these points of view. So you're like, aha. And that is the best way to consume news. Have it from the left, the right, objective, independent, centrist, so forth. Take it in and you make your conclusion. Boom. You must always look at both sides of every argument. You have to. Fair and balanced. Okay, Machine, are you a Trump supporter by any chance? Fox News is fair and balanced. Come on, as I said again, Fox is just as bad as CNN. They're just as bad. They're just as extreme and just as biased. They're just on the two extremes. And you see, and here's the thing, Machine. You may not want to admit it, but here's the thing. If you agree with a lot of stuff that Fox say, you will never know that they're biased. You see, I'm an independent. Some of my views are left. Some of my views are right. Some of my views are conservative. Some of my views are liberal. I'm a mixture of the two. When I was young, I was super liberal. I was amazingly liberal, but I was young. As I've grown older and so forth, I realized that some of these liberal things just are not realistic. They are pipe dreams. And some of these conservative things, they make sense. As hard as you want to argue, they make sense. But if you are very conservative and so forth, and you have very strong conservative views, you will never be able to know that Fox News is biased. But because I am a bit of both, and I'm more independent in my thinking, I can see how biased CNN is, and I can see how biased Fox News is. So that's the thing, man. Asian wants to know what the streets are saying. Yeah, look, man. Always listen to what the streets say. Always listen to what the streets say. That's always key. Always listen to what the streets say. Do you think killing Gaddafi was the right choice? You see, this is similar to. I want you to ask about, was killing Saddam Hussein the right choice? Because they're all one in the same. Because my thing is this. America, why don't you sort out your issues before you go to someone else's compound? Did America kill Gaddafi because they wanted to help the people of Libya and they were being noble? Or did they kill Gaddafi because they had ulterior motives? So why? Why? So my thing is, Gaddafi, like, you have to look at like, well, it wasn't the right choice because you're like, I feel that their reasonings are so suspect. It's very similar to Saddam Hussein. The reason why Iraq is a hellhole is because of what America did. There's this thing as the lesser evil. Saddam Hussein was evil, but Saddam Hussein existing is a lesser evil than that's what is happening now. Because even when the whole thing happened, I was talking to my brothers about it. My brother came up with a great analogy. Saddam Hussein was a cork in a bottle. All these sects, the Sunnis and so forth, all these sects, Saddam Hussein was like, boom. He kept them all in check. As soon as Saddam Hussein went, free for all. Bombings here, bombings there, bombings there. When Saddam Hussein was around, more people have died just since after the war. More people have died post Iraq war after Saddam Hussein was killed than when he was around. So anyone that says, "Oh no, Iraq, no, Iraq, it was for flip." Of course, it was for oil. Like, did they think that people were stupid? Did they really think that people were stupid? That the Bin Laden and everything, that's from Afghanistan. So you went to Afghanistan for like 2 minutes. Then oh no, it's Iraq. Okay, weapons of mass destruction. Okay, look, let's find the weapons of mass destruction. They went there and it said they're not weapons of mass destruction. And it just shows you how stupid the UN is. So UN, you're supposed to be the international police. What you say goes. You keep everyone in check. But this whole thing of the veto. So what is the point? See, that just showed me that I don't give a damn what the UN says. Like, screw the. You know what? The UN should be Class B. The UN should be Class B. You're the international police, but somehow the countries you're supposed to be policing can overrule your ruling, which is what the vetoes did. So, I mean, that's just wild, bro. That's just freaking wild, man. You already mentioned, bro. Oh, let's see. Sure, I'm the youngest in family. I've got a big sister and 2 big brothers. So, where do you want me to start? There are too many stories. So, but like a lot of stuff I got from my big brothers, because they are 7 and 6 years older than me. So, look, I mean, whether you want to talk about wrestling, them using me as wrestling stuff, some intense FIFA games, intense ISS games. And I think that's why I've got such a competitive spirit in me because whenever we did like any games and sort of like I wanted to win so badly, but because I was so young, I obviously wasn't as quick or as strong as them. So a lot of tears were shed. A lot of tears were shed, man. Um, so didn't Saddam invade Kuwait and was on his way to invading the entire Gulf and starting a war with Israel and Iran? Again, who knows whether he was or not? See, that's but more you have to understand. See, this is when you're just saying, see, this is all speculation. On his way, according to who? How? This is speculation. Why was he? See, what I don't like is that people say, "Oh, he treated his people very badly. He was about to do this. He was about to do." No, 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 no. He didn't, and he was showing no clear threats that he was going to do that stuff. You went there because you felt that he had weapons of mass destruction. They looked there. There were no weapons of mass destruction, and you're like, "Oh, well, he's really bad to his people." Thanks, man, is that Iraq is a mess, a complete and total mess. So you went there, you killed the dude, and you've left a country in complete hellhole. I'm sorry, Iraq under Saddam was a lot safer than it is now. Because right now, it is a free for all. The election, and this is the thing democracy doesn't work with every country. It does. See, life is complicated. Human beings are complicated. We're not all the same. And we have to celebrate the difference. And this is a great thing that my mom said. We're not the same as all races. That's complete bullcrap. Like, oh, we're all the same. Our blood is red. No, no, no. We are different. Okay. Me as a Nigerian man with Nigerian culture is totally different from an English dude growing up in the countryside who's totally different from somebody who grew up in flipping Osaka in Japan. And it's completely different from somebody who grew up in Colombia. So, but all because we're different doesn't mean that we should hate each other. We should celebrate our differences, which is what my mom made. So, not every country can have a democracy. Some countries need a dictatorship because you've now installed a democracy in Iraq now, and Iraq is there are bombings every other day, every other day. See, your Western ideals and viewpoints can't be imposed on other countries. You have to look at a country and see, okay, this is how this country is and this is how it works. Because it's almost similar to Nigeria. Like in Nigeria, you have to have someone with an iron fist. See, there is such a good thing as a good dictator and an evil dictator. Like a total evil dictator is Idi Amin. That was a total evil dictator. Saddam Hussein, yes, he was evil and he killed people. So I wouldn't even say a good dictator. He was a necessary dictator. So there's such thing as a necessary dictator and an evil dictator. A necessary dictator is still evil. He's still a prick. But it's a necessary evil because there's such a thing as a lesser evil. Because now you've now installed your so-called democracy in Iraq and it's a mess. People are dying every single day. And the religious sects have no respect for the president. They have no respect for the elections. So it's this is good. I like this. I'm an Iraqi citizen, and honestly, Iraq was a hell before and after Saddam Hussein. The intention of US wasn't good, but it's still bad either way. If you could say, because again, I will not argue with somebody who's an Iraqi citizen. I'll never do that. But if you could say, what was worse? Because again, this is just from me right now. Okay. I will always defer to you, and I will defer to an Iraqi citizen. So this is just me from the outside in. From the outside in, I didn't hear constant news about bombing in Iraq during the time that Saddam Hussein was around. I told you, my part-time work is for a news channel. And almost every other day, I'm looking at the rundown and there is a bombing in Iraq, another bomb in Iraq, another bomb in Iraq, another bomb here, another bomb here, another bomb here, do this here. I'm like, I didn't see this amount of bombings and everything back during the day. That's because it's now a free for all, and America left the country in a mess. So 100%, I will not disagree on that. Would have been hell. Same thing to how it was horrible under Abacha in the 90s in Nigeria. Like 1995 was one of the worst years in Nigeria's history, and Abacha was a complete prick, because he was an evil dictator, So obviously there may not have been Boko Haram and so forth back then, but he was still an evil prick. So it was horrible back then. So what the? Okay, I'll be back. Let me just get some Ribena. See, on that note, let me get some Ribena. Only facts. Machine, I will not be opening up an OnlyFans because I am not a porn star. Although this was back when I was young. This was back when I was young. I actually considered trying to be a porn star about that. But I said, oh yeah, I can do that. But this was way back when I was just like a mad dude. But yeah, I was talking to my buddy. So yeah, I would actually love to be a porn star. But that was back in the day. I no longer want to be a porn star now. You see, stupidity is something that I find wild. Do you know that there are still people? There's still people that think that COVID is a hoax, that it's not real. Do you realize that? There are people that are really in America who are really going through. I'm like, oh no. This whole COVID thing, that's madness. Like, we did a story, or rather, I looked at a story where there's this kind of like bike parade or something. Oh wait, let me even try. There's this bike parade. Motorcycle. I think it's like a parade where it's COVID. These people just did not wear any mask. Yeah. Here it is. Oh no, it's not here. Biker rally, yeah. This is biker rally. Yes, Storage's biker rally. And these guys, let me try and pull up this whole. These guys say that there are thousands at the market. Let me just show you this. So this is the height of COVID, by the way. At the height of flipping COVID. Check this out. At the height of COVID. Look at that. Because these guys said, nah, man, screw the whole thing. Guys, remember what the scientists said? They said social distance, social distance, social distance. You don't want to connect with people. And these guys say, screw this whole COVID thing. And guys, look at that. A biker rally. A biker rally. Madness. Madness. Um, but I just find it wild that there are still people who are, which is why this thing is not going to go away for a while. Like, I thought that, okay, all right, by November, by October, November, December, we'll be free of it. Bro, we are still knee deep in this nonsense, man. We're still fully knee deep in this complete nonsense known as COVID, man. Um, so I just think that, and here we go. COVID is a hoax. STFU. So please, for the audience, explain to us how COVID is a hoax. So you say COVID is a hoax. So you're saying that, like, screw it, we should all just go out into clubs, hang around, kiss each other, get with each other. You know what? So, Steve, if you see an old person who's coughing and everything, you should just go up to them, hug them, and grab that old person who is asthmatic and grab them into like a building full of people. Is that what you're saying that we should do? That's what I'm saying. Is that what you're saying to do? Um, okay, that's what, man. So anything on this song, all about. You look, man. Nas has a new album. Nas has a new album. It's cool. It's cool. I wouldn't say it's a great song, but I think we're seeing, because the Nas Kanye album was a bit. I think that was a miss. Personally, for me, I think that was a miss. So I think with this one, um, because I think it's with, is it Hit Boy or Hitmaker who's doing his album. So I think this one, I think it feels a bit more in the right kind of groove, man. But as far as the song, no, song was cool. But look, I have high standards for Nas, so that for me is like that's a decent Nas song. But I know that he can do so much better. So my thing now is like, okay, cool. Maybe if this is the aesthetic for the album, I can't wait. When is that Nas album coming out though? Wait, Nas album release date. Let's see when it's coming out. Boom, 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 boom. Maybe by 15th of July. Nas announces new music with Hitsborough lesson next week. Okay, so King's Disease as announces new album King's Disease with Hits Boy. But when is it happening? Okay, well, we'll see what's happening, man. Are you? Yes, I am. Especially when it comes to football. Oh, when it comes to football, I'll show you how superstitious I am. Whenever Nigeria are playing, I have it on mute. I have it on mute. I never watch Nigeria games with sound. I always have it on, and for me, that's just part of my superstition. What other superstitions do I have? Yeah, no. I mean, that's one I have. What other superstitions do I have? I think that's the main one that I have with matches. Truthfully, do I have any other superstitions? No, I think that's the only one that I have, man. But yeah, no, I do believe in just setting rituals before doing things and so forth. Like if there's like a big game or something, I'll just sort of try and do like my little things. Because I said, like, look, this world might be a lot crazier than we think. This world might be a lot crazier than we think, man. Freebooter, thank you for super chat, Mr. Freebooter. Thank you, man. If we live normally, people will die, yes, but it evens out, and those who are strong can have fun again. Wow. So if we live normally, people will die, but it will even itself out. So basically, you're saying that survival of the fittest, and those who are strong can have fun again. So basically, you're basically saying that survival of the fittest. But my thing about it is that, and this is the thing. we may only be here for a finite time. So human beings are just around, I believe, maybe for a finite piece of time. Who knows? I don't know whether you guys believe in reincarnation, whether you believe in heaven, whether you believe that you just die and that's it, everything will be reset. Who knows? But just from my own little small brain and everything, I just believe that you know what, this is the age of the human beings. Maybe it was the age of the dinosaur and so forth. So I now see some people don't believe in this. I do believe in evolution. So maybe human beings will evolve into something else. Because now that's another crazy question. Do you believe that human beings evolved from monkeys and gorillas, or do you believe that we were created, and we are divine beings that were specially created, or do you believe that aliens created us? Because every time I look at monkeys and gorillas, I'm like, my God, these creatures act a lot like human creatures. The similarities are scary. There are some monkeys and gorillas who are smarter than a lot of people that I know. 100%. 100%. So you just look at monkeys and gorillas, you're like, they are eerily similar to us. Which is why whenever you see people in football stadiums call like a black person like a monkey, I said, there are some monkeys that are actually smarter than you. So that is an interesting thing, man. Hamza Mir, thank you, bro. Thank you for the dub. Thank you for the dub. Thank you for the dub, bro. DMX is currently working on his new album. What's your opinion on DMX being held again? It's great. It's amazing. That was an amazing versus battle. Superb. And because I went on DMX's Instagram. And when I went to his Instagram, they're actually playing some music. So it's him and Swizz Beatz in the studio. That's going to be interesting. Like, that's going to be interesting. I think when I saw the versus battle between DMX and Snoop, I had newfound appreciation for DMX because I'm like, DMX is that dude. Like, DMX is that dude. DMX is that. He's very unique. He's very unique, man. He's very. Oh, did you check out Berserk? I have filmed a review. I'll be posting the review of this. I'll be posting the review of this on the channel probably tonight or tomorrow. Bloody wild. Bloody wild. But yeah, I don't want to ruin the whole thing now, but probably wild, man. Yeah. Dave Chappelle or Corey Holcomb? Let's talk to you about Corey Holcomb. Let me tell you something about Dave Chappelle. Let's say Corey. Oh, this dude. Actually, no. Oh, I don't really know Corey Holcomb that well. So, but let's talk about Dave Chappelle. So I'm going to say Dave Chappelle because I've never really seen much of Corey Holcomb. But let's tell us about Dave Chappelle. I prefer the old, thin, skinny Dave Chappelle to this new Dave Chappelle. Comedy. And actually, I want us to do. I'm going to do like a watch along of Raw. I want to say like, because we've watched many films. Let's have some laughs. So I want us to maybe do like a watch of either like Richard Pryor or Eddie Murphy Raw, because I think it's on Netflix. So I want us to do like a watch along. Dave Chappelle. You see, okay, in comedy, I want to laugh. I just want to laugh. Now, if you want to make a comedy clever and everything, that's all cool, and I can appreciate you for your artistry. Because I was watching an interview between Ari Spears and that white dude, now white comic. I've forgotten what his name is, and I'm like, okay, this is all cool and everything, but I prefer to laugh out loud. Dave Chappelle, when he was skinny and everything, made me laugh out loud. Dave Chappelle now with muscles and sort of that is sort of like more mature, he doesn't make me laugh out loud. He's still funny and he's more smart in how he creates this stuff, but it doesn't make me laugh out loud. Cat Williams makes me cry. I have tears rolling down my cheeks when I see Dave Chappelle cracking jokes. I'm like, this is hilarious. So that's the thing. So for Dave Chappelle, I think he was funny before than he is now. I don't think he's as funny now as he was before. And that's just me being real. And that's just me being real, man. See, this is what we need. I need a better way to communicate to members because everybody is on different times. I think it was Footy Wizard. I think it was Footy Wizard who came to me say because he's on Mountain Time. So it may have to be a lot later because we want to try and do Apocalypto. Because we're supposed to do Black Dynamite. So I want to just find out where all the members are because I think it's you, Mo, and Footy Wizard. So we need to find what's the best time so we can either watch Apocalypto or Black Dynamite because I want to watch Black Dynamite because Black Dynamite is hilarious. But bro, that watch of Cable Guy was flipping hilarious. Because me and Daniel we watched Cable Guy. You can even ask Daniel. I was laughing my face off because I haven't seen Cable Guy because that's my number one comedy of all time. I don't watch it every time. So I watch like maybe once a year or once every 6 months because I want to just sort of savor it. So I hadn't seen it in a long while. My God, that film is flipping hilarious. Flipping hilarious. Thoughts on Robert Pattinson as an actor? He is good. He's a good actor. He's a good actor that you can see he's improving. Because I'll be real with you, I watched The Lighthouse in the cinema. He was good at The Lighthouse. But I think his best performance I've seen of him is in Good Time. This kind of weirdly kind of like indie film. But I thought William Dafoe was actually the best thing about The Lighthouse. But I think, Robert Pattinson, like he's an interesting actor. He's an interesting actor. Because he's in this new film with Tom Holland that's on Netflix. But I'm interested to now see him on Tenet. Question to you guys. Who is going to the cinema with COVID to watch Tenet? Nah. Tenet is not worth risking COVID for. Dune? Dune? That's something different, man. That's something different, man. Make a Discord server. Okay, I'll make a Discord. So basically, Discord is like the cool, better way to say what's up. I think there's a Discord server that I already have, but I will try. I'll either try and reignite it, or I'll make a new one, and then I'll just tell you what it is. So I think yes, Discord. I think that's the best way to do because I think that's the best way to really interact with people. So I'll make it. I'll make a Have sort of Discord server and a members Discord server. So boom, boom, boom. Jonah Hill as an actor. He's good. Not great. He's good. He's good. Like Wolf of Wall Street, I thought he held his own really well. He held his own really well up against DiCaprio, and I thought he did something interesting with his character. But again, I would put him I'll put him upper tier 3. I'll put him upper tier 3. I don't think he's tier 2. See, for me, tier 2 would be like Ryan Gosling. See, Ryan Gosling would be tier 2. Upper tier 2, that's where you're now looking at a Christian Bale. You see, Mark Ruffalo, that's a tier 2. Upper tier 2, that's Christian Bale. Upper tier 2 is Daniel Kaluuya. And Daniel Kaluuya is approaching tier 1. And of course, tier 1, you have to roll with them. See, Chief has to be your boy. What's his face? Joaquin Phoenix. That's a Chief. Tier one, you're looking at who are you looking at tier one? Tier one, you're looking at obviously your Gary Oldmans, Daniel Day Lewis. If the right material, Pacino, and so forth, man. So funny you should ask. Funny you should ask. Literally, literally. This was um um I think a few days ago. I was just browsing through. I said, "Oh my gosh, I haven't actually seen Friday, the first Friday from beginning to end." So I watched Friday, next Friday, and Friday after next. I watched the whole trilogy. Super funny. You see, that is what you call a breakout performance. First of all, credit to Ice Cube for, you know, co-directing it and so forth and everything, man. But bro, I mean, Chris Tucker, man, what a performance, man. What an absolute performance. Say, no, don't you ever come around here ever again. Damn! You got knocked the fuck out. Oh man. You know, Chris Tucker was that was a super performance. But Chris Tucker, Rush Hour 2. See, that is Chris Tucker's huge what because see Rush Hour 2, like that is one of the best comedies of all time. One of the best comedies of all time. That's what comedies of all time. So no, Chris Tucker is see, I don't think I watched his Netflix stand-up, but we see Friday, the Rush Hour trilogy, like just he's already based off of Friday, Rush Hour 1 and 2, you are cemented. You are so cemented. Like he was amazing in Friday. Like basically Friday, that's what made him a star. That's what made him a star, you know. And it's unfortunate that he couldn't do the second one, but if he did it, we may have never seen it in Mike Epps. Because Mike Epps was saying that like next Friday saved his life. Like he didn't have a job, he didn't have anything, and he went in there, they loved his audition, and next Friday was his first film role. And that's what launched Mike Epps. And I don't really want to compare them both because they're different. Because Mike Epps brought a very different vibe that was also really, really cool to the role. So I don't want to compare them. But Chris Tucker, like, he stole the show. What's it called? Debo. Man, Debo was oh man, that guy was funny, man. I haven't seen Peaky Blinders, man. I want to watch Ozark. How many of you guys have seen Game Night? I just watched that today. How many of you guys have seen Game Night with Jason Bateman? Really good film. Like that was a really funny comedy. I just watched that today. Game Night. Psychopaths. It is, which is why like I'm so happy that I've gotten away from that whole movie thing, because I used to be very much in the whole comic book movie, DC mount, and I'm so glad that I've now come away and now I just watch films now, and I just want to just show my appreciation for films and maybe try and get you guys into films and everything, because that whole comic book movie stuff is nasty. See, now that is the definition of toxic, because you're like, see, for me, Zack Snyder is a great visualist. Visually, he's amazing. He is a horrible filmmaker. The key to a filmmaker is you have to know how to tell a story. That's the key thing. A filmmaker is not just about painting pretty pictures and pretty scenes. It's about telling a story. Snyder doesn't know how to tell a story. I watched Batman v Superman with my brother. That is one of the worst films I've ever seen in my life. And absolute, I wish I could have been given my money back for this. Complete trash. The film was trash. Absolute trash. Like, what the heck is this garbage? Horrible. Absolutely horrible. And you see, that's why don't get me started on this whole thing, man, because the Doomsday storyline is one of the best storylines in comics. It's an amazing storyline because Tim Burton was going to do it for Superman Lives. Because he was going to do, like, I think a two-parter where he does basically Superman dying and rising, basically the death. No, Superman Lives. This clown, you in the same film, you have Lex Luthor, who looks like a loser. You have Batman and Superman in the same film. We don't have the Superman sequel. We don't have a Batman solo film. And she puts Doomsday in the same. How do you put Doomsday in the same film with Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman? Oh my God, that film was crap. Garbage, complete, utter trash. Man of Steel had a great start, and then the rest was just horrible. Man of Steel does not have a middle. Man of Steel begins, and then it just ends for the rest of the film. I'm like, wait, what the hell is this? I can't finish 300. I tried to watch 300. I can't finish it. So this guy's run is just. I'm like, nah. I'm nah. I'm cool on. I'm cool on stand. And Justice League is a joke. And here's the thing about it. Blade Runner. The original cut of Blade Runner was still a very good film. So you can go from a good film to a great film, which is what you had with Blade Runner. You can't go from a garbage piece of crap film to a good film. So people say, oh, Snyder Scott will suddenly make the film. No. Joss Whedon came in and tried to do the best with the complete tripe and trash that was left for him. So, yeah, man. So guys, 90 minutes left. 9 minutes left. So that's I've got to jump off and watch this whole United Sevilla game. So 9 minutes left. 9 minutes left. Drop a like. If you're new, subscribe. Footy Wizard. Denzel and Morgan are the two best black actors of all time. Fact. I would agree with Denzel is definitely in there. You are sleeping on Lawrence Fishburne. It's difficult because, first of all, Morgan Freeman is amazing. His run now has, put it this way, Morgan Freeman has some iconic performances. I still say Morgan Freeman's best performance is in Seven. So I can give you Seven. I can give you Shawshank Redemption. I can give you Unforgiven. He was also very good in Unforgiven as well. $1 Million Baby. Have you seen Samuel L. Jackson's resume? And the thing about Samuel L. Jackson is the versatility. Have you seen Black Snake Moan? Have you seen Unthinkable? Have you seen and Django Unchained? And then he can throw with Nick. So for me, Samuel L. Jackson has shown more versatility than Morgan Freeman has. So, and for me, Lawrence Fishburne, man, see, have you seen some of Lawrence Fishburne's stage acting? And the thing about Lawrence Fishburne is complex. No black actor, none of them. Let me see, Denzel, Freeman, any of these guys has given you a Morpheus, which is like which is similar to the dude. Is like Jeff Bridges knows that, bro, I will be remembered most for the dude. And Jeff Bridges knows that if people come and see me, they will just look at me as the dude. And Jeff Bridges is like, look, man, it is what it is. That role is now synonymous with me. What's it called? Pacino. He knows that. Tony Montana, that thing is synonymous with me. And Pacino said that role more than any other role is what resonates most with people, and what people ask him most about is Tony Montana's Scarface. And for Fishburne, Morpheus. Fishburne said, I have made peace with the fact that when people come to me, and what I'll be remembered most of is for my role as Morpheus. So that's the thing. But see, for me, If I had to pick, but and bro, let's see what this Daniel Kaluuya does. Because for me, I think Daniel Kaluuya can do some serious damage. I think he can do some serious damage. And then there's this other kid as well, Ashton Sanders, who was in Moonlight and he was in Equalizer too. Keep an eye on him as well. But I mean, look, Denzel is, I mean, Denzel is on a whole different level. He's on a whole different level, man. Denzel is on a whole different level, man. I have finished 7, 8, and 9. And I'm now about to start 10, 11, 12. Because basically the volumes are only 3. So I've done 9 volumes. So now I'm on 10, 11, 12. It's interesting. It's interesting. Naruto is cool, man. Naruto is real cool. Naruto is real cool. Bill, thing about Bill Duke is, let me tell you a funny thing about Bill Duke, and this is and the reason why I like it is he talks about Predator, and he talks about how, which is why you don't really see Bill Duke in many films, because back in the day, Black actors didn't really get so typecast, and which is what is the beauty about Predator. So in Predator, you have 2 Black characters, and they aren't like, the cool hip hop guys and everything, because you have Carl Weathers and Bill Duke, and their characters are totally distinct from one another. Basically, we've got to do a Predator watch. We have to do a Predator watch for sure. But both of the characters are totally different from one another. And I think Bill Duke just represented. Well, no, I'm actually trying to. So Bill Duke can't give you a stereotypical Black character, but it just seems as if in a lot of these films right now, you have a lot of stereotypical roles, which is unfortunate. You must be right. I mean, you fucked her, didn't you? Yeah. No, you fucked her, didn't you? Huh? No, you know that, right? Menace to Society, man. That was a movie. We can't. For me, you're gonna put Viola Davis in there. You have to put Viola Davis in there. Male or female, is one of the best Black actors. Like she is next level. Like in every role that she's in, just where she just reaches for dramatically is superb. All right, guys, a few minutes left before we jump off. John Wick 3, and I'm thinking, so not this Wednesday, but the next following Wednesday, we should do the John Wick trilogy. And let's start with John Wick 1. John Wick 3 was bloody amazing, as was the whole thing. I wanted an ending. Look, I'm an action junkie. I love action. That's one of my favorite genres. So the thing with the samurai swords on the bikes, the Halle Berry was amazing. This and that, how she did all her own stunts. Like, it was, John Wick 3 was a crazy action film. But John Wick 2 is the best out of all 3. John Wick 2, John Wick 2, I would argue, for me, the best action films of all time for me, and trust me, I'm an action junkie, The Matrix Reloaded and John Wick 2. John Wick 2 is outstanding with a superb ending, with an absolutely superb ending. Absolutely superb ending, man. Halle Berry did her thing, man. Halle Berry did her thing. Awful. My advice to you is stay off of them. Horrible, absolutely horrible. One of the best things I did was quit fast food. So I don't do fast food. Luckily, a lot of the food that I do, I cook myself. But yeah, man, I will stay off of that thing. It's complete trash. It's complete trash. Can we talk about how The Rock is far more iconic as a wrestler than he's as an actor? He doesn't have a Conan or a Predator or a Terminator. So I'll do this before we round off. This thing about The Rock. One of my After I heard about how racist Hulk Hogan was, The Rock was my hero. He was my hero. I bought his book, which was a really good book. I was obsessed about The Rock. I was obsessed, and he is the greatest wrestler of all time, 100%, 100%. The Rock needs a writer. He needs a director. Arnie was lucky because who did he have? He had James Cameron, and James Cameron knew exactly how to use him. The Rock needs a James Cameron equivalent who knows how to use him. The Rock must realize that you are not a good actor. You're not Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel is a really good actor. The Rock is not a good actor, but The Rock has charisma for days. So what he needs is someone who knows how to use it. Guys, let me watch this United Sevilla game and so forth. This was cool. I think we should do more of this stuff. I think we should do more of these Q&As. I think I like these Q&As a lot more. It's a lot more back and forth. It's more chillaxed and everything. So we'll do more of this back and forth. So watch out for some videos I will post on here and so forth. And I will see you guys. Basically, look onto the YouTube page and you will see when the next Q&A is. Peace out, stay true, stay real. I'm out. Peace, guys.